Hi, everybody. Welcome to the We're Artists podcast, the space here on Substack that tries to reshape the relationship between art, artists, and audience for a more profound and meaningful experience. Although the majority of the messages are referred and addressed to artists, because I do believe that the biggest reset has to come from us, we definitely need the support and the push from the audience, because on the other hand, an unaware audience would drive to sterile content creation and basically what we have been seeing as of today. Today's first publication for the podcast is actually just reasoning out loud, and it's going to be like a brief introduction about what this is all about and what I plan to do with this space. As an artist myself, and as someone who has pursued this life for the past 30 years, I started playing and approached music when I was 8. Today I am 38. So it's been my entire life. I think that we have been drifting apart on the pursuit of success, of standing out, of making ends meet, which is absolutely legitimate because otherwise, whenever the stomach is empty, everything else falls behind. But on the other hand, I think that both artists, the majority of us artists, and the audience, we have lost contact of what transcendence and what art really means and what it is. We've been asking art to do stuff that is not meant to be done. And on the other hand, we have been destroying completely the power of art. It's never been meant probably to make us richer than we were. And I always like to remember that the first music instrument that was ever found was dated like 40,000 years back. That means that whatever we think we know as of most of all, I'm going to be talking about music because that's my field, but I think that can be applied to a lot of form of arts, not just music. What we think we know, at least for the last century, was that being an artist means being famous, acknowledged, and it's mostly about the person, the creator. And I like to think that back in the day, those 40,000 years back, and for the majority of the millennia that followed, the creator, the artist, the composer wasn't even that important. Creation, the moment of art, was a collective experience, was something that people were gathering together, trying to reach something, to feel something, and they were going nowhere because there was no goal. There was no need to sell. There was no need for anybody to stand out. Actually, the simple concept of who did what was completely insane. It was illogical. It was not important who wrote that piece of song because nobody could record it, nobody could write it. So the point is that, okay, who came up with this tune, with this rhythm, whatever, we feel like dancing, we feel like painting, we feel like sketching something. So everything was the spur of the moment because it felt good, and it felt good like sharing with other people. So I do believe that this is the core of what art is. Art connects with higher dimensions. In my opinion, my humble opinion, some of the highest dimensions ever. It's something that gets us out from the human existence. When I feel really connected with the art that I do, that I listen to, that I watch, I feel that I'm a human reaching out for the eternity. That's the best way that I feel. So I believe that we kind of lost track because it's pure greed what moves at least the top of the creative process, or what we call the mainstream, whether it's the movies, whether it's the music. And basically, the aware artist is all about that. I've seen behind curtains, and I technically know what happens in the music industry. I had one foot inside, and for some other things I do. I'm a completely independent. When I make music, when I create stuff myself, I do it 100% freely. I'm not signed with anybody. I don't plan to be, and I've never been actually. So, but the food that I had inside allowed me to understand the things that can't happen from the top. So I'm not expecting any change from the top down because simply it's impossible. They're into another business, which is not art, by the way. It's more like entertainment. That's for sure. Entertainment is something that can take advantage of an artistic form of expression, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's art. And this difference, in my opinion, is really important. It's not semantics. It's really important. Art for the sake of art, and art used to sell you something. I'm trying to turn you something into something else / consumer. So here, what I plan to do is to start an individual revolution First of all, from the artist, because for us, it took me 30 and something years to call myself out from this process and understanding peacefully that I wasn't meant to do that. And that's not the best for me. That's not the best place for me to be. So I don't even dream to be a superstar anymore, because now I know that that thing doesn't happen unless you are okay with a lot of other stuff that today I wouldn't be okay with. So first of all, I think that the artist needs to polish and refine the call. I am talking to those people who feel that they do not belong to the traditional industry patented system, or this kind of thing that wants us to look all the same, to sound all the same, to scale the charts just for the sake of sales. And you measure yourself in numbers. For all these people who feel that they do not resonate, they do not belong with that system, I am trying, first of all, to call them out and to call us out, and understanding that until we can detach completely from that idea that perhaps somebody is noticing me, somebody is signing me, somebody is putting me under a contract, which, by the way, they are advancing me some money that I have to get back. And of course, if they put the money up front, they own me in a way. It's not that they're giving it for free. So the free creation is something that comes only if you are in control of what you or your output, whatever you want to create. And starting from that, whenever you make peace with that concept and you're not struggling with that anymore, or even criticizing that nobody is understanding you, nobody's signing you, because it's not meant to be like that. One of my favorite artists was born as a comedian, but actually the guy is much more than that. He says the freedom of art, freedom of creation costs. That's a beautiful way to put it, because it's true. I mean, if you want to be free, you have to solve the problem of the resources somewhere else. And I mean it as straightforward as it is. There's no other way. You have to get yourself free in order to be creating freely. So going back to what I was saying before, for all those people, if they're artists, whenever we are able to put our creations from this perspective, I believe that then we can start to tickle the right part of the audience, which is neglected, because the audience went numb too with us as well, with all this entertainment content that has been uploaded every day, and it's just meant to keep you engaged. It's not meant to. One of the best sentences, sometimes I say things that I don't remember if I heard them first, or it was just like an enlightenment moment for myself. By the way, I came up with a sentence that is like, entertainment gives you what you want. Art gives you what you didn't know you needed. So the point is that is in my opinion, it's no mystery that as of today, we are receiving a lot of content which is good, well produced, but on the other hand, it's void, it's empty. We feel that it's plastic, it's bidimensional. It's meant to keep us there, to keep us entertained for a while, and then up until the next content comes up. Just in music, there's more than 120,000 songs uploaded per day. So in all this hyper-production, it's kind of get impossible to understand and to discern what's best, what's worst, because it all feels basically the same. Of course, it takes a lot of effort to get yourself out and to also train our brain back, because we know that as of today, the problem is the attention span, because after decades of scrolling and shorter content, our brain biologically has changed. So it can't actually it can't endure the stress of concentrating for more than 10 seconds, not to mention to make some reasonings, to read a book instead of getting a lot of flashes and pop-ups and something like that, because we feel bored, and that's one of the problems. So this is all the Aware Artist is about, is to create awareness about the things that we're missing, because we numbed art, because we silenced art, because we turned it into a mere circus. Art, it's something more profound, more eternal, in my opinion. It's universal. So I'm here to chase and to pursue that thing for my own life, for my own awareness, and especially for my own healing, because I do understand that art makes me free as a soul. Whenever I'm creating freely, I am free in ways that probably I will never feel. So it's important for me to reach that moment every time as possible. And by doing that, I'm healing myself. I'm reconnecting with my authentic self whatever authenticity means in that moment, because authenticity changes all the time, and that's what art allows you to do. It allows you to be so many different things, and you don't have to justify them. You don't have to explain them. It's just like put it out there. And by doing that, you feel free. You feel you're looking into a mirror that is giving the image that you didn't know you had, but it makes you feel much better than anything else. And by doing that, I am more than convinced that people will resonate with that. Like we said before, entertainment appears to be everything that we want, though in reality, we need profound, meaningful experiences. Connections, inward and outward. So this is what I plan to do. I hope that people will resonate with that. I plan to make a lot of connections here. One of the reasons why I chose Substack, because I heard so many positive experiences, and I have been trying myself for a while as a reader. And I gotta say that the vibe that I have is totally different from other platforms. So I kind of sense that people are coming here for something more profound, slower, and different kind of content. So the context and the will that brings people here is kind of different. This is the start of a journey. I hope that to see you along, guys, and wherever you feel like jumping in, say hi, share a comment, share whatever you feel like. This is a free space for everybody. It's not mine. It belongs to anyone. See you soon and have a great one.